Hello everyone, salutations. So now we are going to start with SOP 4 of skill set 3 JavaScript. Okay, so the question is to create event-driven JavaScript programs for the following using appropriate variables, inbuilt functions, and control structures. So if you compare with SOP 1, 2, and 3, the main question. Okay, so the main question till SOP 3 was just to create JavaScript programs, but now it is event driven JavaScript program. That means some action should happen. Okay, some event must execute, some action should happen, and that action can be initiated by button clicks. Okay, so first of all we will need a form, and you can also see the first question. SOP 4 has two questions, and both the questions some sample output is given, and the statement reads to accept number and validate if the given number is a number or not by clicking on the button. Okay, so the user can enter anything and check whether it is a number or not a number. All right, so I have just typed this coding. Okay, and it is not complete, it's not complete. I have just designed a form, and as per the question I will, instead of submit, I will give check, because in the output I can see the button is check. And if you ask me, the button is kind of circular. They just gave a circular button, but using HTML you cannot get a circular button with circular corners like that. Okay, so you will get a regular button, but that's not very important. The functioning of the coding is important. So what should happen? Exactly how it is given in the output, enter value. I gave the text exactly like that. First of all, the basic structure of HTML and form. We have done creation of form in HTML already. I gave name to the form. Here it is important. For event-driven JavaScript coding, you must give name to the form. Okay, this is important. You will know why then. As per the question, enter value with a colon mark and a minus symbol or the dash symbol, whatever you want to say, as it is given in the question, and the value will be accepted in the text box. So for displaying a text box, I give this. And name, you have to give name. See, I give name to the form, name to the text box, name to the button. Okay, so give name, I give t1, then I applied breaks, and input type is equal to button I gave, and stick to using type is equal to button for event driven coding. Okay, for event driven JavaScript coding, even though if it is submit button or reset kind of button, use the type as button. Okay, I give a name sub. Okay, and value as per the question check. All right, so now let's try to display this form, and then we have to do the coding separately to check whether the number entered by the user is exactly a number or not a number. Okay, so first we will try to display this form. I am saving the coding in this desktop 11th HTML files. So I will quickly give a file name check num. Try to match the name of the file name of the variables with the coding. So it is saved. Now let's display check num, right click, open with Internet Explorer. Okay. So you will say that allow block content, this time it did not come because it is form. Form we did using HTML. Okay, so it allows, it blocks the content only for JavaScript. Until now, we have not done anything regarding JavaScript. It is pure HTML. So the form is ready. Now we have to make something so that it checks whether the entry done by the user or the input given by the user is number or not. Okay, so first of all, after the title tag closing, here in the lesson or JavaScript lesson, it is said the script tag can be included inside the container of body tag, as well as it can also be included inside the container of header tag, head tag, not header, head tag. Okay, so I am using script tag inside header section, that means inside head tag container now. So after the title tag I will give script tag, language equal to JavaScript. Okay, now I will enclose entire thing inside a function. Whatever four, 5 statements we will have, we will put that in a covering known as function. Okay. So to declare a function, first of all, give the keyword function in small letters and give the name of the function. I will give chk, okay, or check, whatever you want to give. Name of the function is totally up to you. You can give. And since it is a function, you know very well, every function or a method will have the parenthesis. Okay. So entire function will be available inside this. That means we will give a covering. Whatever 4 or 5 statements we will have, that will be enclosed in the curly brackets. Okay, so the curly brackets will act like a boundary of the function. Okay, now first of all we have to take a variable, so var n. Okay, now what is going to be n? N is going to be the text entered inside this text box, correct? Whatever is inside this text box, we have to take that in a variable and store it. So we will store. But how? You have to take the value from the form. And in the form, there is a text box. You have to take the value in the text box. So first of all, you should give the name of the form. Here, name attribute is significant. It is very important. Without the name attribute in the form, without the name attribute in the text box, you cannot extract this detail, and store in the variable. So it is important. Now, first of all, you give the form name, whatever form name you have, F1. Okay. So form is the entire big thing. Inside the form, I have a text box with the name of the text box is T1. Okay. T1 and the value inside the text box. Okay. So the value you already know in HTML we learned text box has a attribute called value. If I give here in HTML we learned input tag has several attributes and one attribute is value. So if I give value is equal to ABC, so by default when I display the form, the text box will have the value ABC. So if we think about HTML, value is the attribute of input tag. But when we talk in terms of JavaScript, value is the property. Value is the property. Okay. So we came across one such property called as length property of the string. Okay, so value is one more property. All right. Okay, so inside the form F1 from the element known as T1 and that is text box, whatever is the value, entered by the user, store in n. It means that. Okay, and this hierarchy is important. First of all, form name, inside the form name, which element? T1 element, name of the element and its property value. Okay, now determine if it is a number or not. There is a predefined function explained in the lesson called isNaN. isNaN. Nan stands for not a number. Okay, and the name of the function is isNaN. So use if statement because the input entered by the user, it can be a number, cannot be a number. So both the possibilities, yes or no. Yes or no possibilities means use if statement. So use isNaN function. This is how it's predefined. So you have to type and you have to write in this manner only. No gap. N and both the N should be capital, rest all lowercase. Okay, and it is a method. Inside that we will put our variable name N, and this is going to check whether the input is number or not a number. Now it means is not a number. If it is not a number, our true part should be the input is not a number. If the user has entered a number, that means this should be false because it is a number. Okay, so if the user has entered number, that will be the false part. Okay, you will understand. Let's once we start execution. So true part will be no, we will not use document.write statement. We will use, you can use document.write statement actually, but in textbook solved example they have used alert. Okay, so let's go with alert. Until now we have used document.write lot of times. Okay, you can also use this alert predefined function. Okay, so in the dialog box you will get the final outcome. So outcome true part is the input is not a number. The input is not a number. And at the end, I will give a semicolon. Okay. And else the false part will be it is a number. Because the function is not a number, so it confirms whether the so basically its working is if it is not a number, it's true, and if it is a number, it's false. Okay, so the false part will have it is a number. The input is a number. Now finally, the function is complete, and then we have to close the script tag. My God, close, not open, closed. So Control S. Okay, so this entire thing is in the header section of the web page. Okay, header section of the web page. Script tag can be used inside the header section, that means inside the head tag or inside the body tag. Till now we have used in body tag only, but for event driven already the body has the form. Okay, and this part can also be put inside body. You may say if it can be used inside body, then why we cannot use? You can try to execute in that manner also, but this is how in textbook it is done. Okay, so now let's try. First of all, let's save it. Here we have the form. Okay, let's try to refresh this. Now since I refreshed it and now JavaScript part is added, so it has blocked the JavaScript part and asking for permission. We have to click on allow blocked content. Now I will enter Friday. So we know Friday is not a number. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Okay. Let me check what we have done. I think so something is left. Yes. After the button click, this function must execute. Okay. User is going to enter something, and after clicking on the button, which is said to be event driven JavaScript code. Okay, so you have to click on the button, and once the button is clicked, this function must execute. The function is getting executed or not executed, we are not aware. So to control that with the help of the button click, we must use event handler. Lot of event handlers are given in the textbook. We will use one event handler called as onClick. Now see, onClick event handler, click is the event and event handler is onClick. On, if you add on in front of the name of the event, click is an event, it becomes event handler. It is going to handle the event. Okay, and how to handle the event we can give. What we will give, let's see. Okay, so onClick is equal to name of the function. This function must execute. The name of the function is chk. this. Okay, so exactly you have to give this inside double quote. Now, on click is acting like an attribute of input in HTML. Now, this entire thing is HTML. It is in angular bracket. So, see, it is not compulsory to give C capital, but many people prefer to give C capital. You can give. Otherwise, if you give C, no problem, because we know on click is going to be, since it is going to be used inside HTML tag, so it is not case sensitive. Not case sensitive means C does not has to be compulsorily capital letter. If you give small letter, then also it is going to work. But no problem, if you still give a capital letter, it will still work. Control S. Now let's see. So our input is Friday. Check. Now let's refresh once again and do it. Friday. Check. Yes, see. The input is not a number. Okay. Now let's give a number 789, for example. Check. The input is a number. Understood. I hope so. You understood the execution of isNaN function and it is working perfectly. So form and accepting the input in the form, then checking the input. This is actually called as validation. Okay, so here we have validated the user input, which is a number or not a number, that we checked. Okay, with the help of this event handler. With this event handler, we have basically linked this function with this button. Okay, yes. So you can perform step by step. Please perform step by step. Don't type the entire coding and perform. First of all, just execute the simple form. Okay, execute the form and then add this in the header section script part step by step correctly. Okay, and do not forget to put this event handler and the value is name of the function inside the quotes. Okay, now you will say why quotes? Because chk is going to be a value. Now see, the values we have enclosed in double quotes. So double quotes is important, and it is more important because this is having a combination of alphabets and special characters. Okay, so here you can say it is purely alphabet. So here you can, if you avoid double quotes, it's okay. But to maintain a uniformity, we give double quotes to the values. So here also, this function is a value right now, so it will be enclosed in double quotes. Okay, so I hope so everything is clear to you. I will scroll it. Now you can see this. You can take a screenshot of it. Okay, screenshot of this. Now please perform this step by step. Okay, and you will definitely get the correct output. So see you in the next video. We have only one more question left and then we will complete skill set 3. So see you in the next video. Bye. Take care.